am rooting for my Denver Broncos to take it to that, to get in the ring. So I'm so excited to go ahead and share with you a little bit about how I'm going to apply that today to today's training. Here we are at the Fast Start training for February the 1st. Brand new month. January is behind us. It is in the books. It's how fast things move for individuals that are focused about what's going on here at Teach International. We certainly take the Moringa movement globally. And for those people that take it seriously and that are not just a little bit curious, welcome to the call. So my name is Paul Lovato, Emerald Executive, currently calling out of Las Vegas, Nevada. My privilege to share with you today some incredible nuggets that have been handed down to me to put you in a position to earn as you learn. And so first of all, welcome to all my colleagues all over the country that have come on the line coast to coast, border to border, as well as all the new guests that came on the line. Certainly had a lot of people on the line that were in the background not announced. I think they were waiting until the last second, but I had to get this call initiated immediately at 8 a.m., and it's not going to be the full hour today. So with that in mind, I wanted to go ahead and get started, move forward very quickly with what we're doing here. And our purpose today is to help you understand how to get a fast start. And the reason that fast start is so critical to this industry is this is an industry of helping people. It's what I call servant leadership, individuals that care about how to go ahead and put other people's needs ahead of their own only. And so certainly we have to take care of our own needs, but we don't put our needs ahead of others is the best way to put it. It's the way I look at it. I like to call it the Earn As You Learn program. We're going to talk today about the holy grail of any business venture, and that's the holy grail of leverage. How do you create leverage? How was it that I was able to walk away from a 30-year career in cellular biology after only 1 year part-time? How did I do that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it wasn't so much that I was so special, is that I plugged into a very special system. It's a system that anybody can do if we humble ourselves to that. And that's probably one of the biggest challenges that we have, is that we allow ourselves to get out of the way. Typically, it's an ego-based type situation where we don't get ourselves out of the way. I know a little bit about that, and guess what? Every successful person in CJ International knows about that as well, because we have to consciously make that decision to put the system first above our ego. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about the purpose of today's call, and that the purpose of today's call is to show you that duplication is the key to success, ladies and gentlemen. It certainly is, and what I like to call duplication by design. Because one of the things that is very interesting about duplication in all of life, not just network marketing, not just referral-based distribution, ladies and gentlemen, duplication is inevitable. The only question is, did you design it? Did you design for this to occur, the outcomes that you have right now in your business, or are they just haphazard? So that's why I encourage you to take this industry seriously. Matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, 40% of the worldwide self-made millionaires are from this industry. And I say that with a great deal of pride and humility as well, because it's not real estate, ladies and gentlemen. It's certainly not the NBA. Certainly they have their allocation of millionaires, but it's a very small amount. What I love about what we do here is that the common person has an ability, ladies and gentlemen, to make extraordinary results with this incredible system that allowed me to take and leverage essentially 15, 20 hours a week, sometimes 25. I did that part-time in my first year at CJ International. Guess what? I was able to walk away from that industry when things became a little bit challenging for me in my profession, where they were changing the rules. As we all know, they call it re-engineering, downsizing, whatever the case might be. They changed the rules with your salary packages, your benefits, certainly your projects that they have you on. And because of CJ International, because of that leverage where I was getting paid hundreds and yes, even thousands of hours on 15 to 20 hours of effort, I was able to say to my boss, you know what? No, thank you. I think I'm going to pass on that package. my early 20s. I'm very thankful for that with CJ International. So that's enough about what I wanted to share about why that this is a serious industry and why I'm here today on a Saturday morning and giving to you some nuggets about the power of duplication. So welcome to the call. We'll be getting started here with the fact that one of the most important concepts that I want you to understand as we're following the Fast Start training outline. Hopefully you received that in the email that you received, as well as you can obtain that at the back office for the team websites all over the country. And so feel free to go ahead and follow and take notes, and you can transfer them to your outline if you like, but it's what I'm going to be following is that outline. So with that in mind, the concept that is so interesting all the time that we have to really consider, and many times the question is brought before us, who sells the product? Well, I would honestly share to you that this is about building distribution networks. I love what Robert Kiyosaki said. Yeah, this is a gentleman, the most prolific author in the history of mankind when it comes to business success books. This gentleman wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad. He said the rich and the wealthy build networks, distribution networks, ladies and gentlemen, because they're either distributing networks, distributing products or services, and that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Products, services is all we serve. So what I want to share with you is that Robert Kiyosaki said that the rich and the wealthy build networks, and everybody else goes to work. Okay? And I like to add, no extra jars, as I like to say, and that is that they go to work looking for somebody that owns a network. Have you ever noticed that? People that are needing jobs get it from people that own a network. Almost all the time, franchises are very significant in the people that they employ. Now, I like to call what we do here at CJ International a franchise-like system without a franchise price tag. So the concept is we are not a business of selling product. We're a business of establishing distribution networks. And you can do that, ladies and gentlemen, and earn thousands of dollars a week, certainly on a monthly basis, and even on a daily basis, ladies and gentlemen. Tens of thousands of dollars on a daily basis that is occurring right now at CJ International by developing distribution networks. Now, I can honestly tell you, every single one of the top income earners in this company, ladies and gentlemen, they have the same products that you do. They have the same system. They have the same distribution network options that you do. There's not anything afforded to them that's a, quote, advantage. The only difference is them plugging into the system. So that's why I want to share with you about today's Fast Start training, that the concept is really about creating distribution networks to create life-changing income for whatever reasons you want. So what we're going to talk about initially, we're going to talk about your CJ story, because this is a relationship business, ladies and gentlemen. Word of mouth advertising. I mentioned earlier that this is Super Bowl weekend. Well, the Super Bowl it's a wonderful event. It's the biggest media event in the world, typically every single year, because people are interested in the social aspect of it. It's fun. It's fun times. Have your friends over. Let's have a party. Let's enjoy some American football. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's interesting that the advertisers took advantage of that, and now are paying millions of dollars for even like a 15-second slot. Why would they do that? It's sure there's a lot of people watching, but the thing that they're after as marketers is the holy grail of advertising, and that's word of mouth advertising. In other words, who's talking about the funniest, greatest, most impacting commercial the following day? And it actually goes on for years. I was watching a program about Super Bowl commercials over the years, and it's absolutely hilarious. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? Millions and sometimes tens of millions have been put into those commercials for the very small amounts of time in the hope that word of mouth advertising will occur from that spot. And so what we do here at CJ International is word of mouth advertising, referral-based distribution. And we do know that this works because we have people all over the country. Here we are at CJ International, just finished 2013, just approached the 2 $200 million annualized mark. On target, we believe to be at $400 million. We're being published in Inc. magazines as one of our top 5,000 fastest growing companies in the United States. Number 38 in the United States in consumer services. Ladies and gentlemen, and debt-free, we have something very special here. So what I want to share with you is that we're going to talk about your Zija story. This is a people business, ladies and gentlemen. This is not just a product business. Please don't get me wrong, especially with the background in cellular biology. I love the products. Absolutely love. I love talking about them. But you know what I learned over the years? Is people don't love hearing about them. They want to hear inspiring stories. Stories of success. And that's what your Zija story is going to be all about. We're going to talk about those elements. And those elements of your Zija story, ladies and gentlemen, it starts out with number one, your background. It creates a relatedness. What can they relate to it? We've got people from all walks of life as top income earners in this industry. And certainly within Zija International, where 75% of the top income earners have never had network marketing experience here at Zija International. So your background is absolutely key, whether it's an educator, whether it's a blue-collar individual, whether it's a professional salesperson, whatever the case might be, whether it's in the medical field, and we do have a lot of people in the medical field joining us here at Zija International. We have a lot of people from all sectors of the marketplace, and you want to share that, okay? And then the next aspect of your Zija story is your motivation to start your Zija business. What inspired you? Was it that you wanted to go ahead and maybe bring a spouse home? Maybe to have enough income at the end of the month, where instead of having more month at the end of the income, right? Whatever the case is, maybe it was to have enough private tuition money for your children. Maybe it was to maybe help your parents with their home. Whatever the case is, maybe it was to have an ability to make an extra $500 to maybe even buy a new vehicle. Whatever the case is, you want to share that, okay? And so your background and your motivation to start your Zija business are key. It's your purpose for being here. Now we're going to talk in just a few moments about your why. I do a specialized why training. I call it an extended why training, having to do with nurturing and caring for your why. So we're going to get to that in just a moment. I've done that for years with great success in helping people really tap into their inner reason for being here. Okay, item number two of your Zija story is how you got started and what you did. For example, the majority of people on the line today, they're business builders, okay? So those people got started with business builder packs, okay? And those are key because those are packs that come with specifically a certain amount of product with free samples for you to sell, part of our system. We'll get into in just a moment is how to do that. So how you got started and what you did, maybe you had your grand opening. We call them a private business reception, okay? Maybe you sold your samples and were able to go ahead and retrieve part of your capital outlay. Whatever the case whatever you did, the sampler program, the PBRs are very instrumental for people that are plugging into the system. And then item number three of your Zija story is your results. Okay, what became of your start? What became of the fact that you got started? Were you able to go ahead and recoup your capital investment? Within a short period of time. For people that are really serious, they have their product sold before it shows up. They have a PBR party coming over. They have an opportunity to share the samples with individuals, and people are purchasing those, and they're sold before they even show up. And so that's how quickly it can be done, or it can be within 30 days before your credit card bills even due. Okay, so what became of your story is key. Maybe like myself, I was able to go ahead and lose just about 18 pounds within 15 days. That was huge for me. Okay, went on to lose on a total of 45 pounds. Have kept every single one of those pounds off for over 4.5 years. That should be a part of your story that inspires people to say, I've got to try that. Maybe what became of your story is that you gave you hope. You didn't have to be stuck in that rut any longer. On that for me, on that freeway traffic from Santa Rosa, California to Berkeley, California, every single day, sometimes 7 days a week. So, ladies and gentlemen, the key thing you want to walk away with is that your CJIS story is designed to bring people in and to say, I need more information. Learn how to share your CJIS story. My purpose today is to bring it to light. That is the key to your start. And to get you to work with your plugged-in coach. Could be your sponsor, could be 3 or 4 lines up, whatever the case is. I encourage you to be tenacious and find somebody that will give you the training that you need. Okay? Get the results that you're looking for. But tenacity is absolutely required if you want to be successful here. And so be tenacious about your CJIS story. As Jim Rohn said, have something good to say. And with these products, we certainly do. With our system, with our sample program, we have something good to say. And as Jim Rohn goes on to say, have something good to say and learn how to say it well. Okay? So the elements of your CJIS story, that's what we have, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on to our next aspects of our elements of successful prospecting. See, prospecting should be natural, ladies and gentlemen. It should be as you're just doing your business, okay? And who are we going to prospect? It's very, very simple. It's going to be the people that we care about, okay? I call this your list of resources, okay? Because, see, in network marketing, resources are not just money. Typically, in conventional business, you have to have deep pockets, typically, again, obtained from a bank for most people. And so that's what makes a conventional business go. Well, what makes a network marketing business go? The resources are the people you care about. See, I use the motto that I use my business to build people. I never use people to build my business. Now, I say that with a great deal of pride in the sense that I'm thankful that I saw the light because I've seen a lot of the opposite of that. And so what I wanted to do is to decide to have a culture that was different from what I had seen. Okay? And so I'm thankful that we have that culture here at CJ International of servant leadership, of serving other people. Okay? So what we're going to do here with this list of resources is we're going to go ahead and have 2 lists. We're going to have a list of prospective customers that will benefit from the product. We're going to have about 10, 12, 15, maybe 20 people on that list. Okay? Then we're going to have another list of prospective distributors. And we're going to have 10, 15, 20 people on that list. Okay? And what you're going to say about in regards to the customer list of who are those that would benefit from the product? Who do you know that has maybe mentioned to you, I'd like to lose some weight. Maybe I would like to go and have more energy. Maybe I'd like to not have so much back pain or arthritis, whatever the case is. Though we don't make any medical claims, you just know that these products may help them based on the testimonies that you've heard all around the world from CJ International distributors. Okay? And so the fact of the matter is that we know that these products can help people. So who are those people? Also on that list, you also want to keep in mind not just the people that need the product to feel better, but people that are already focused on these high levels of competitive athleticism, whatever the case might be, whether it's CrossFit training, as is the case with some of my family members, or maybe it's tennis, or maybe it's cross-country running, as my daughter does in California. See, ladies and gentlemen, those people that want to compete at a higher level can get it from these products. Put them on your list of prospective customers, okay? Now, the key thing about that list is don't make any judgments whether they'll say yes or no or boo, okay? It doesn't matter. Let them decide, because we're going to show you how to expose the CJIS story. We talked just a little bit about your story, but how about the entire CJIS story, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to talk about that in just a moment of why that's so important. So don't prejudge anybody that you put on the list, okay? The key thing is allow those people to come to you and don't put any pressure on them. And we're going to talk about that in great detail in just a moment. So the customer list is very, very important. Then the distributor list. learn first for yourself. So in other words, who are the people that can help you to launch your business? Who are the people that are already successful in their whatever endeavor they're doing, whether it's professional athletics, whether it's as a small business owner. Those are great individuals. They understand the value of a system such as ours, with very low capital outlay to get started and very high rates of return. Okay, they understand that, and guess what? When it's presented properly, they get it. Okay, but typically what happens is that we say too much of the wrong things to those business owners, and they run. Okay, so I encourage you to be professional at what you do in your contacts. Okay, so again, don't prejudge when the people are going to say, for example, you might prejudge, well, they already have enough money. I've been so initially surprising to me and so very validating over the years of the people you thought would not be interested because they, quote, had enough money. Guess what? Those are the people that want more. Or maybe things were not as rosy as we thought they were. Maybe they looked good on the outside, but they had high debt service. Maybe they had high stress level at home. Ladies and gentlemen, stress is the number one reason why relationships don't make it in society. And we can get rid of that. Put them on your list if you care about that, okay? That's why I call it your list of resources, the people you care about, okay? So start with about a dozen, 10, 15 on each one of those lists. Start with people that have good credibility, great influence, people that can bring the masses. And it's been said in this industry is that from these list of resources, when you find the right people, it's absolutely a huge difference. And I don't mean this to be disrespectful, but you know what? A little person's no and a big person's no, not the same result. No impact on your business. They both said no. Okay. However, the difference between a big person's yes and a little man's yes are huge. It's called wealth, ladies and gentlemen. We currently have individuals that are in that mode where they're thankful they contacted that one person that just word of mouth advertising once again that led to the launching of Japan. Okay? Almost 20% of our volume globally is from that one country. Why? Because one person. Yeah. And so you always want to put those people on your list. So now the key thing about this list of resources, ladies and gentlemen, is do not contact your people yet. Reason, you haven't been properly trained. We're going to go into a little bit about that training today, but I encourage you to rehearse it with your plugged-in coach. Don't practice on your people. Practice, I should say practice initially on your people. Practice initially with your coach. And actually it will show you how to go ahead and get a good invitation. It's absolutely amazing where we will give individuals materials what to say, whether it's in audio form or written form, and you listen to them, you think, wow, where did that come from? Wow, that wasn't on there. And we see that a lot. And it's the reason why so many people have difficulty in any endeavor in life, because we have a tendency not to follow the directions. See, this industry is just like anything else. If we follow the directives of our coaches, and by the way, there's not anything in life without coaching and mentorship that is worthwhile having that doesn't involve other people showing us how to do it. Think about, for example, the physician that cares for your family. It's called residency. It's mentoring. It's coaching. Aren't you glad that they got that mentoring one-on-one and they learn from their mistakes? That's what you can do with your the process here, ladies and gentlemen, as you're going to learn how to engage in using the system, which brings us to this is what you're going to say when you get trained, and that is you're going to use what we call a very structured, simple, duplicatable invitation. Okay? And we call it the invitation, the presentation, and the validation. I also like the terminology where you, the invitation, you pique their interest. The presentation, you pass them to a tool. And the validation, you plug them into your upline. So you may have heard it as peak, pass, and plug, or invitation, presentation, validation. Either one of those concepts gets the job done very, very well. So let's talk a little bit about engaging in the system, and why we use the system is it gives you a predetermined, predictable outcome. Again, duplication by design. say, I want more information. Not that I have the information all, I just have a few pictures. Think of your invitation as a movie trailer. Oh man, you see those movie trailers? Wow, I got to see that movie. Well, that's what we do with the invitation. And by the way, don't put pressure on your people. Don't obligate them. Okay? We don't do that here at DJ International. What I want you to do is this. Let them come to you. I call it, let's go fishing instead of hunting. See, the invitation should draw people in. Okay? And the invitation, there's two kinds of invitation. It's going to be the business invitation and the product invitation. Okay? Now, there are two different kinds of invitation. Okay? Now, what I do with my people, and you check with your plugged-in upline on that, but I encourage you to utilize the system that your team is using. Okay? And that is that, for me, I share a testimony about with my teacher story. Okay? And then I ask a very simple question. And the simple question is this. If I could show you a way to create an additional stream of income, would you want to know more about it? Okay? I've got a big highlight for everybody. If somebody answers that question no, that's a big clue that they're not interested in a business. That's a big clue, because see, successful people are not interested. I mean, successful people are interested in additional streams of income, because that's what most of us successful people have done, have multiple streams of income. Okay? Whether it's from real estate, whether it's from dividends, whether it's from mutual funds, whether it's from a salary, whether it's from bonuses, there are multiple streams of income. We're used to understanding that. Successful people start steering your language when you use that. If you're open to an additional stream of income. Now, you notice I didn't say, are you interested in a business? You know what? Most people, they don't really, unless they're a business person, they don't understand what that means. I choose to just say, are you open to an additional stream of income? And I listen to them. And that's my invitation. Now, if they say yes, I move them to the next step, which is we call our presentation. Okay? Or pass them to the tool. Our tools are our conference calls. Maybe it's our world-class websites. Maybe it's our Life Unlimited phone app. It's an award-winning application for smartphones. Pretty much can run your whole business on your smartphone, ladies and gentlemen. I pass them to a tool with videos on there. Okay? Maybe it's a wellness newspaper. Maybe it's a sizzle call. Maybe it's the new Success from Home magazine. Okay? Whatever it is, you're going to let something else do the presentation. Okay? And see, the presentation should be done by anybody but you. The invitation should be only done by you. Obviously, I can't invite your people to your PBR, your private business reception, okay, or your tasting party if it's product-oriented, okay? So do the invitation well. It's the most important thing that you can do well for your business, okay? So the presentation is about using the system, okay? Now, the thing about using the system is learning how to use those tools. And this is where coaching is so key. I see people, once you get the initial concepts of what to do with your tools, I like to tell people, go out and mess it up. In other words, this is not brain surgery. You're going to sponsor some people. People are going to buy product while you're learning. That's what we mean when we say earn as you learn. Let the presentation do the talking, and you will sponsor people and earn as you learn. If you do too much talking, you won't learn a lot, to be very candid with you. Okay? So utilize the tools very effectively, and again, take an inventory with how those numbers are going for you. And then you move on to the next step, which is the validation. Now, this is probably the most overlooked step, in addition to really saying too much on the invitation. But the validation, or plugging them into your upline, as we say here at DJ, or I like to say your support team. I don't really use that term a lot with people. The support team is what I like. And so the validation is about a three-way call with your active, engaged support member. Okay? Whoever that is. Okay? Network marketing, call it upline. So what they're going to do is validate several things. They're going to validate your invitation, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to validate the presentation. on how they're going to do the business. Now, we have to sometimes untrain people, but initially they're going to do the business the way they were done the business too. So if you spend all the time doing the presentation, guess what they think they have to do? Exactly that, okay? So allow them a fighting chance in network marketing to have a great outcome here by being fair to them, by following this process of invitation, presentation, validation, okay? Now, by the way, specialized training is in the team back offices on the invitation, presentation, validation, team calls that are available for you, personal one-on-one coaching for those people that really show the coaches that they're serious about it, okay? And so the fact of the matter is that you want to learn how to do a very effective invitation, presentation, validation, and again, pick up the phone and practice with your active, engaged upline, okay? And so with that in mind, that's a little bit about our elements of successful prospecting, how to engage, use the system. Now we're going to talk very quickly about our new distributor orientation, and that is that I encourage you, ladies and gentlemen, as part of the new distributor orientation, to utilize a welcome letter. Okay, remember, this is going out to people that are in wanting an additional stream of income. This call is designed for that. This is called, although people that are product users, no problem, you can be on call. But the fact of the matter is that this is designed, the nuggets we're sharing with you are designed for business builders. So a welcome letter is key. Now here's what I like to tell people. If you didn't get a welcome letter, that's a clue of whether you're working with the right people. Now it doesn't mean they can't become the right people. It means you don't need to be their testing ground. Okay? So I think a welcome letter is key. Now even in addition to the welcome letter, we call them power line calls. I like to call them lifeline calls because I believe it's literally like throwing somebody a lifeline out in the middle of the ocean. Okay? And that is a lifeline call is a connection, a three-way call with your active, engaged upline using the system. Okay? Because again, you want duplication by design. Those, I believe, those calls should be made within 24 to 48 hours, ladies and gentlemen. And it allows, again, that concept of team. Also, the other reason is that it gives your people on your team, okay, what I like to call your success team. Some people call that your downline. So our job is as their support team to help them be successful. That's why I like that nomenclature. So the success team, guess what? They need to learn the upline or support team stories. How do they do that? On a power line or a lifeline three-way call. Okay, so they can learn the upline story. That's key. Because see, it's been said many, many times that stories sell. In other words, they get people to buy. Or facts tell. See, everybody wants to buy, but nobody wants to be sold. So how do we do that? How do we let people buy? Let them be inspired by the stories, by your story, your upline story. Ladies and gentlemen, that's key that happens on that. Also creates a bigger vision for individuals that are just getting started. Okay? And maybe that's you. Maybe you're wanting to go out and sponsor your 2 people this weekend. Get them involved with the plugged-in upline. And see, this again, this is one of the big areas of network marketing where people fail, is that they use the cardinal rule, they do the cardinal rule of network marketing for failure. And that is, they say this to themselves. I've just seen it very recently with some people I'm working with. My people are different. Oh my gosh, that system, it works for everybody else. Oh yeah, multi-millions are being made here at ZJ, but my people are different. That's one of those things that I call ego-centered excuses. Okay? So the fact of the matter is that the three-way call is absolutely key. Okay? With that power line, upline call. In addition, you want to learn that protocol for the three-way call. Back again to specialized knowledge. Specialized knowledge on how to properly do the three-way call. See, the three-way call is the tool. Matter of fact, it is analogous to the carpenter's hammer or the surgeon's scalpel. It is the main tool that you're going to use to do your business. Can you imagine a surgeon not having a scalpel or a carpenter not having a hammer or an air gun? Okay? In today's technology. So my point is that it's instrumental. It's a fundamental of what we do here is connect people as a team. And that's what's going to happen. Now, the other beautiful thing about the want to learn how to move people along is by watching your active, engaged upline follow the system. You're going to be taking notes on that three-way call, step by step, and then having, if you're really serious, and I get this on occasion, it's so refreshing, people will call me back after one, and they'll say, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? Or what do I need to do better? See, those are the people that are hungry, that really want to get this, because they're asking for the coaching, okay? It's not like we're trying to pull teeth, okay? And so the fact of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, is that you want to learn that protocol and learn it well, okay? Well, see, why is this specialized knowledge so important? It's because something very important has to happen. It's that you have to transfer this specialized knowledge to the masses, okay, through duplication. Now, the specialized knowledge is not any different than what other successful people that are household names, Bill Gates, for example, specialized knowledge about software, okay, Steve Jobs, okay, Michael Dell about computer distribution, okay, Warren Buffett about investment. Every one of those has specialized knowledge, okay? What I want you to understand is we have that as well, and it's called Zija University. And very excited about what's going on now. We also have available the Life Unlimited tour, a Life Unlimited Academy tour, okay? And so understand that your upline is going to talk about, they're going to talk about the events that are going on. They're going to move people along, and you're going to get to learn, okay? So item number 2 of the distributor orientation is setting goals, okay? Goals are so key. We just wrapped up January. How many people had goals that they wanted to accomplish in January and hit them? Bravo for you. How many didn't? Okay, and guess what? That's okay. Because what we do is reset and our goals so we can actually do the fundamentals correctly. Okay? Right? Duplication by design. So set your goals and have an income goal. Have a goal. We're going to talk about that with the extended why as we move into that. And I encourage you, ladies and gentlemen, to pull out a blank sheet of paper. We're going to go through this in about 10 minutes. And it's what I call our extended why training. It's about your vision. See, it's been said in the good book that my people perish for a lack of vision. Okay? The fact of the matter is vision is key to being successful in anything. Okay? Whether it's an 8-year, 12-year program to become a physician, whether it's a 1-year program or less for some now at Zija International to become independently wealthy. Okay? But you've got to have that vision. Okay? So what I want you to do is take out a blank sheet of paper, and we're going to basically have 4 circles in a round, like a clock fashion, if you will. And you're going to have 4 circles. You're going to be writing this. They should be about 2 inches in diameter. Okay? And those circles are going to be one at 12 o'clock, one at 3 o'clock, one at 6 o'clock, and one at 9 o'clock. Okay? The middle of those 3 circles, we're also going to do like a little cam, kind of like a seashell. And we'll get into that in just a moment when I wrap it up. So let's move to the 12 o'clock circle. Here's what you want to put in there, ladies and gentlemen. This is about your why. What are you passionate about? Okay, decide what you want. Put that in there on the right side of the circle. What do you want? What financial freedom do you want? If money and time were not a limitation today, what would you be doing? Learn to dream big. Go back to your dreamer. I remember, as a child, they always used to tell me, Paul, you just dream way too much. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I never stopped dreaming. See, neither did Michael Dell, neither did Steve Jobs. Okay? See, the great visionaries are the ones that accomplish things. And that's what this why training is about, is having an internal vision that you cannot be beat down. So what you're going to do is decide what you want. Where do you want to go? Would you like to travel more? Would you like to go, for example, travel to Tahiti? Put that down. Matter of fact, go get some flyers. Print them out on the internet. You don't even have to go to the travel agency. Just go on the internet and print them out. Okay? What is the legacy that you want to leave with your family? That's my greatest why, is the legacy that I leave with them for generations to come. And I'm not just talking about a bank account. I'm talking about, as they say, the greatest treasure in this industry is not the money they make. It's but what you become in pursuit of that money. So what is it that you want to become? Write it down. well, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to be more active again, maybe run marathons again. Put that in there on what you want, the pin level that you want, with in 30, 60, 90-day increments of what you want to accomplish. I mean, we've got people with many. I've been with DG International 5 years. What many people took years to accomplish, people are accomplishing now sometimes in days. Okay, because we are in such a state of growth. We call it momentum. Okay, and so, ladies and gentlemen, whatever you can dream of, put it in there. Okay, now I encourage you through this whole training to revisit it after today's call and call your plugged-in upline and say, you know what, I listened to Mr. Lovato's call, and guess what? I'm ready to go ahead and engage with getting accomplished my why. Now, the other aspect of the 12 o'clock circle is also, I think it's very effective to decide what you don't want, okay? For many people, maybe you don't want an alarm clock anymore. Maybe you don't want to have permission from your employer of where you want to go on vacation, when you can go, and how long you can stay. Maybe permission to be at home with your child when they're sick. Boy, that used to always rub me wrong, okay? And so the fact of the matter is that whatever it is that you don't want, put it in there. Well, for me, it was also, I didn't want to have that, on a good day, if it was 4 o'clock in the morning, it was a 1 hour commute from Santa Rosa to Berkeley. But if it was a bad day, maybe even an average day, it was about 1.5 to 2 hours. But if it was a bad day, it was a 2.5 hour commute. Okay? And, I had specimens waiting for me. I had work that had to be done, research that had to be accomplished. I couldn't just turn back. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, it's very important to understand that you want to put in writing what you don't want to have anymore, and put in writing what you do want, right there at that 12 o'clock circle. Now, what you also want to do is now take an arrow, go from that 12 o'clock circle to a 3 o'clock circle. And we're going to call in this circle willing to give up. What are you willing to give up? It's been said many, many times. There's no such thing as a free lunch. There is a dynamic exchange in the universe between what you want and what you're willing to give up. It's just the laws of the universe. I love what Jim Rohn says. He says, I can't change the seasons, so just accept it, okay? And in other words, learn to work with the rules. That's one of the rules of the dynamics of the universe. That, know what you're willing to give up, get what you want, okay? For some people, they're going to have to give up 10 to 15 hours a week. Is it worth it to you? I love what Albert Einstein says. He says, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. That's what I did for many, many years. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so thankful for this industry, because I'm able to now have the lifestyle to be with my family, with my grandchildren, and to have a lifestyle away from the research laboratories. That's what I'm thankful for, okay? So decide what you're willing to give up, 10 to 15 hours a week, okay? Maybe some temporary inconveniences, ladies and gentlemen, whatever the case is. Maybe stepping away from dinner to take a 3-way call. Maybe it's to go ahead and have your auto ship turned on and left on without tinkering with it, okay? What else you're willing to give up? Maybe some time to be, some sleep, to be on some of the training calls, okay? Maybe some time with the family temporarily so you can have more time with them down the road, okay? And obviously we're going to have to temporarily give up some money, okay? Many of us did that to get started. It's not much to really start a real business when you really consider what a conventional business is. But the fact is, you do have to give up a little bit, right? And so, now probably I think the most significant thing we need to write in this circle is we need to give up our ego. See, one of my coaches told me years ago, he said, there's only one of 2 things that can fit in your wallet. One of them's money, and one of them's ego. And you have to decide which one you want in there. I remember when he said that, everybody in the room could relate to it, because they were thinking of all the people that were reinventing the wheel with their egos, all the people that had built-in excuses, blaming, take your choice, right? We have to get rid of that. We have to focus on ourselves to say, I'm the leader that other people have been looking for. I'm that leader. That's what you have to decide, ladies and gentlemen, and allow deserve the big money unless you go through the journey. Okay? Just look at the people that win the lotto. They blow it 99% of the time. Okay? So that's our 3 o'clock circle. What are you willing to give up? Now we're going to move the arrow over to the 6 o'clock circle. And this is what I call your picking your champion or your association circle. Who do you associate with? Who are the people? This is where picking your champion is so key, the coach that you decide to have. Okay? And I can honestly tell you that there's not anybody in DJ International that's successful that doesn't have a DJ International coach, all the way up to the master distributor, David Moses. Most people don't realize who's his coach, who's his mentor. None other than Mr. Ken Brailsford. Okay? And so the fact of the matter is that every one of us has a coach. It's a big clue if you find out your coach doesn't have a coach. Success leaves clues, ladies and gentlemen. So the fact of the matter is that what are some of the books that you're reading? Are you on the book of the month? Are you investing in the book of the month, ladies and gentlemen? Do you have a library you can be proud of? Matter of fact, it's interesting statistic is successful people have large libraries. Guess what? Many poor people have large TVs. Very interesting, okay? And so the fact of the matter is that what are some of the tapes and cassettes? And yes, I did say cassettes. That dates me a little bit in regards to some of the people I've cut my teeth on. Brian Tracy, Dennis Waitley, Earl Nightingale. Now today's superstars, Anthony Robbins, John Maxwell, Chris Widener, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, who are you associating with? It's been said, the person that you are 5 years from now will be directly related to the people you hang out with today, both in written form and in personal form. Okay? That's it. And you know what? Take a list of the 5 people you hang around with the most. Do you want to be like them? Hey, that's okay. Get some new friends. That's what I love about the family here at DJ International. You get new friends, real friends, okay, that will stick with you through thick and thin. And that's a beautiful thing to see, okay? And ladies and gentlemen, your associations are the seminars, the events, ladies and gentlemen, that you need to be at. Your personal development. 45 minutes minimum, ladies and gentlemen, need to occur, in my opinion. Now, if you can't start with 45, start with 15 and put on those personal development muscles. Start using those muscles, okay? How do you learn to do hundreds and hundreds of push-ups? Do one extra a day. That's the way that you do it, ladies and gentlemen. I can speak that from experience. And so the fact of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, is that picking a champion is key to your success. Again, mentoring occurs in all walks of life of success. Do not delude yourself to think that you can do it independently. This is where I like to say that people that approach network marketing professionally, we have a very special word for them. It's a 4-letter word called rich. However, people that approach network marketing casually become casualties. And I say that to hopefully impact you, to say to yourself, I don't want to be a casualty. Use the system. Use the personal development. Develop your why. Set your goals. And now as you go from the 6 o'clock circle to the 9 o'clock circle, that's your system circle. Plan your work and work your plan. Being on the Go Diamond focus calls, the local events, the lifelines, the conference calls, doing the invitation, presentation, validation, going through ZJ University, Life Unlimited Academy. I'm going to go through this fast, ladies and gentlemen, because you should know this and you should have this ingrained in you. And if you don't, go through it again. Okay? And so that's why, ladies and gentlemen, that we have top leaders around the country at local events all around the country. Today's calls for the people that couldn't be at those local events. Okay? The Saturday trainings around the country. Right? And so plan your work. What I like to use in really utilizing your work plan is the weekly activity monitor. It's kind of like a dashboard, like your dashboard of your car going down the freeway or not. Okay? And that is that it tells you the health of your business. Weekly activity monitor, again, your coach can help you with that, okay? And now as you go back from the 9 o'clock to the 12 o'clock circle with another arrow, ladies and gentlemen, it just goes round and round and round. So now back to the can, in the very middle of those 4 circles is the can of to do these very simple things. As Jim Rohn says, life is either a series of daily simple disciplines versus simple errors in judgment not to do. See, you don't have to brush your teeth today. compounded over time, not brushing your teeth will have your teeth fall out. The same thing with the Zija business. Compounded over time, these simple disciplines can give you a great result, or compounded over time can give you a not so great result. So decide that you want to do the simple disciplines with the coaching and mentoring. And I can honestly say that the greatest gift that I have in this industry is working with incredible coaches that have changed my life. Okay? My current mentor, Ron Gold, my Zija mentor, Mr. Ron Gold. Incredible mentor. I'm blessed to have him. Okay? And ladies and gentlemen, whatever your mentor is show that respect to them, and they will invest in you. But show them neglect, and they will leave. Okay? They will. It's just the law of nature, ladies and gentlemen. So the fact of the matter is I wanted to go ahead and get back very quickly to our getting started outline. That's our extended why. And the next thing we're going to do is take them to orientation. Let's see, I'm getting a text message here. Take them to orientation, and you want to go ahead and do that very quickly. Get them oriented to their back office. Should take 15 to 20 minutes at the most. Okay. The back office, you learn how to log in, username, password. Again, that should be on the welcome letter. Set up the Zija website. A little bit of your story, a picture. Okay. Enroll in the Zija Pro Pay card. Okay. That'll come to you after your first four checks. Let's get you on that first 4 check list quickly as possible in the first 4 weeks. Get you qualified for Team 250. We call it our zero business overhead, ladies and gentlemen. Incredible that we don't even have to pay for auto ship now. Okay? And what we're going to teach you in the back office is to learn how to enroll. Guess what? Customers and distributors goes back to that list that we started earlier. Okay? How to place and how to manage the most important order in your business, and that's your auto ship. See, the auto ship is your lifeblood, and you can manage that in your back office. You know how to do that. Again, ask for help. Okay? How to view your genealogy or your pattern. We call it our A-frame pattern of sponsoring on our left and our right. Okay? And putting people in there, and we'll show you how to do that. Now, the proper pattern can make you a lot of money. The improper pattern can make you cry. I've seen it happen, ladies and gentlemen. It's very important to start out properly. Okay? Then you move on to our team website. Everybody has their own teams. The big team here at Zija International is oneteamworldwide.com, put together by our master distributor, Mr. David Moses. Okay? We have team websites around the country. Please refer to your closing upline to which one you're using. Okay? Register for that newsletter, ladies and gentlemen. Also, the team conference call schedule is there. Review the training videos. This is where that specialized knowledge library is. Okay? Very important to understand that, ladies and gentlemen. Utilize that effectively, and you can be very profitable here at Zija International. Certainly, the team websites tie into Zija University. It's what I call standardized training. You know, we talk all the time about our moringa products here at Zija International, but the fact is, and it's the only standardized moringa in the world. Okay? Well, guess what? We have standardized training at Zija University, and we're now taking it to the next level, called the Life Unlimited Academy, that's coming to a city in your close to your town. Okay, it's training how to have a global business, ladies and gentlemen. So with that in mind, that wraps it up for me today, Paul Lovato out of Las Vegas. I leave you with these 5 steps to success. Please refer to the Path to Success. Got some great information. Do become familiar with the book of the month. That's pretty much the only thing I cover on the Path to Success. It's just an item list that you need to go through. Check them off, and basically write the date that you finish them. Okay, you'll be surprised of how effective that can be. But one of the key things on that path of success is the book of the month. Being in personal development is key, and I'll leave you with this about the book of the month: work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Okay, so the 5 steps to success at the bottom of the path to success. Step number 1: make a list of your terrific 24. 12 of those customers and 12 of those distributors that you want to work with. Step number 2: invite them to listen to some sort of presentation. It can be a sizzle call. It can be the videos. It can be a recorded conference call. Whatever the case might be. Okay. Step number 3: relay them to your upline, to your support team. The validation. Right. Step number 4: enroll 2 people, and one person away from exploding your business. Okay? And then step number 5, help your new members duplicate what you did and roll their 2 new members as well. So with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, boy, I am going to have to book down the freeway. So I look forward to hearing all the great successes that we have. I'm going to go ahead and unmute the line. It's been my privilege to share with you these nuggets that have been passed on to us. And with that, everybody have a great Super Bowl weekend. I say go Broncos.